Generally, when people think of Nintendo and Tetris clones, they think of Dr. Mario, which has pretty much appeared on every platform Nintendo has created. And while Nintendo has a variety of other Tetris-style games, they don't really get much attention. One in specific is Wario Woods. The title was published in 1994, was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Super Nintendo. The version we're looking at here is the NES version. Wario Woods, like many other Tetris-style games, has players lining up certain colors to try to remove them from the screen before they fill up the screen, resulting in a game over. It's pretty standard stuff, but there are a handful of differences in Wario Woods. Probably the one you already noticed is that players just can't line up colored creatures. Instead, they have to use a bomb of the same color of the creatures to rid them of the field. Even that is pretty standard, but the big difference is between Wario Woods and other titles is that instead of just being a floating cursor, you are actually in the playing field. At first, it seems a little awkward as the controls are a bit clunky and are sometimes hard to use in such a small space, but it makes for a unique experience. Not only do players have to line up the colors correctly to remove them from the screen, but they also have to be aware of their surroundings. If a player is trying to get from one side of the playing box to another, they'll have to watch out for falling creatures and bombs. While it won't hurt the player, it will knock them down if they're trying to climb up a specifically high part of the field. Players have a variety of ways to move these colored animals and bombs. Players can just pick them up, or they can kick them to slide across the map, although I didn't find the kick very useful, hence why you're not seeing very much in the gameplay here. Once you do pick up bombs though, you have a variety of options as well. You can line up the colors while you're still holding the bombs, you can throw them to the panel beside you, and you can also drop them right below yourself. So while the movement controls are a bit clunky, they work well for placing items exactly where you need them to be. But that doesn't make Wario Woods easy. It is actually pretty far from easy, as the game starts to ramp up in difficulty on each board after a certain amount of time. Once enough time has passed, Wario will come to the field and more creatures and bombs will start dropping at an increased rate. Early on, not that big of a problem. Sometimes you can even clear the field before Wario even gets there. Later though, you will encounter Wario multiple times on a single board. The choice of characters for Wario Woods seems kind of strange. While all the characters, aside from some bosses and the random fairy, are from the Mushroom Kingdom, they're not exactly the characters you would choose for a big Mario title. The main character is Toad, which is odd enough as it is. Sure, there's Super Mario Bros. 2, or USA if you want to call it, which has Toad as a playable character, but in this title, Toad is the only playable character. Birdo also shows up, which is kind of strange since there's really no need for him. Her, whatever he is. All he does is sit in the corner and hang out on your screen until Wario arrives. While Wario is probably the most popular out of all the characters in the game, there's still something strange about him. He's purple. I guess it's NES limitations, because the box art actually shows him as yellow, which is his correct color. Also, the question has to be asked, why woodland creatures? PETA would be disappointed. Wario Woods, while not very popular, is actually available on a handful of platforms. You have the NES version, which can also be found in the GameCube version of Animal Crossing and on the Virtual Console. Then you also have the Super Nintendo version, which remains an exclusive to its original platform. And with the ability to get the game for free on Animal Crossing and its affordable price on other platforms, you should take a look.